Namaste yogis and welcome to week 2. In many ways, week 2 is the most challenging week in any challenge. Week 1, January 1st, the whole world's motivated to make a change and that drives us. In week 2, if you can go through this every day, by week 3, this is becoming a habit. I wish you all the very best. Bring your hands into Namaste. And bring your awareness to your sankalp, stating it 3 times to yourself with a deep emphasis and awareness. And as you do that, visualize it as well. Start to expand. Pivoting our practice on the breath. So breathing in and out with this Soham internal chant. Kapalbhati Kriya. Bhastrika Pranayama 100 times. Ujjayi Pranayam. Internally so, hold the breath. Exhale. Internally hum. That stays throughout the practice. Let's start with the neck movement. Agnisar Kriya or Noli Kriya. Blow out, move the stomach side to side or in and out. If you're doing Noli Kriya, it's an undulating pattern. If you're doing Agnisar, it's in and out once more. Indandod. See that the limbs are beginning to loosen up, beginning to stretch. The first thing is the asana, the second is the drishti, where your eyes fix, the third is the ujjayi pranayam. And every time you exhale, draw in the pelvic flow. The fourth thing that's critical to abhyasa is the soham chant. The mind is fully engaged. In today's abhyasa, in this week's abhyasa, I'm going to walk you through even the process. Typically, I choose a particular process and I just take you through the practices. I'm going to explain a little bit so that you're more engaged with what we are up to. There are 5 asanas that are part of the challenge this week, so we will focus on those. Side stretch. Give me one hour, please. We're slowly opening out the hamstrings. And also the hip flexor. Asana, moving the spine. If your spine comes alive, it's very, very useful for your health. Inner thigh stretch. These are basic movements to just get the joints flexing. We've not yet begun a lot of our muscular stretching work. Garuda Asana, arms for your shoulders. Gomukh Asana, arms, shoulders and tricep. Wrists. To the front of your mat for Surya Namaskar. Together we chant Om Suryaya Namaha. Just need 11 rounds, but done nice and slow. Om Suryaya Namaha. Before we begin, stand really straight, open your toes, open your heels so that you're getting energy from the earth. Padmasana. Thighs engage, glute engages, abs in, back straighter. Inhale, internally so. Exhale, hum. Ashwasanchalan, so. Hum. Chaturanga, or you can do Ashtanga Namaskar. Urdhva Mukh. Parvat. Ashwasanchalan. So the right leg leads the movement in the first round, Padahast. Left leg leads the movement in the second round, so it went back. 5 rounds. Get a nice stretch. Similarly, so this is 10 rounds done. The last one, let's stretch a bit more. Inhale. Trying to get involved deeply with the breathing. As always, the first focus is the expression of your body mind. So what is my calf doing? What is my hands doing? What's happening to my core? What's happening to my breathing? So you express your breath and your body. And second, more subtle, just watch what that expression is. So you can be expressing the posture in perfect alignment but not watching yourself. And you may not be in perfect alignment but you're continuously watching. And that's why yoga is a subtle art. Bring the right leg in the front. Drop your elbows. We call this a lizard pose. We'll need this for our balance pose today. Drop the knee at the back. So we are opening up the hip flexor. The hip is getting extended the back and it's opening. We're going to need this for our balance work. We'll do the other side. Hip flexor, back knee straightish. So small creativity in your breathing. Visualize the air going through the spine to the hip. Drop the knee. Seeing that your hamstrings are getting a stretch. So what you got to do here is you got to engage your thighs. When you contract your thigh, naturally the antagonist, the hamstring muscle, will stretch. Similarly, contract your core, abdomen, so your lower back will stretch. Extend your spine, get your chin longer towards the floor. Stomach to the thigh. We need the hamstring flexibility for our balance pose. And just stretch the spine a little bit. Beautiful. We're going to begin our work by doing our first asana. We'll take up Utkat Asana. This is going to help you to fix your drishti and to start focusing on your breathing. Go a little lower. Parasvottanasana. We want this Uttita Padangushtan, so therefore we need to open the hamstring. So the legs are here. Support your hip. Start to push your hip, tailbone back, stomach towards the thigh. So I want you to contract your thighs. Yes, you have to have this kinesthetic intelligence. Contract the thigh, hamstring stretches. Contract the core, lower back stretches. Pull in the pelvic floor. Pushing your hips back. Back heel, front heel. Now we still want to open the hips, so let's take up Virabhadra one. Right leg in the front. Okay, so the back heel can be on the floor, or if you're flexible, it can be flat on the ground. That's opening up the calf, opening up the torso. See that the hip is opening. And now from here, let's go into Virabhadra 3. We're starting to stretch the right hamstring well. getting ready for balance work. Engaging the back thigh. Now from here, Ardha Chandrasana. So you can be on the fingertips. You want to open the left hip, yeah, so that the right hamstring gets a nice stretch. But what we really want is, so take a breath here. And what we want is the twist here. So we want the outer part of the right hamstring to stretch. Going into the hip. See that your toes are nice and open on the floor. Beautiful. We'll do that on the other side. So we began with Virabhadra. Let the back heel settle in, the hips open. And we move into Virabhadra 3. From there, start to drop the left fingertips, open the hip, push the leg out. The left toes on the floor are nice and open. Do the twist. If you find that you're losing focus in these postures, that's a little bit of a problem and you've got to work through that. Left hamstring, left glute. Beautiful. Now let's take up our challenge balance pose. Uttita Padangushtan. So first, raise the left leg. Just see whether you can keep it straight. Wonderful. The eyes are fixed. Check if you can keep it straight with the opposite hand. And into our posture. Complete expression. So from the base of your spine, from the core of your body, as if rays of light were going out through your right leg and your left leg. Active toes. Check if you can do it with the opposite hand. Beautiful. Let's take a breather. Let's finish our standing sequence. The next focus for us is Ustrasana. So we begin the process in Bhujang. Hands in line with the shoulders. The toes are extended and we're just here. Let's bring that same strength into Shalab. And here. Hands under the torso. Starting to get ready for Ustrasana through Dhanur. So here, it's a back bend, so the thighs have to engage. And let's move to Setu Bandhasan. Underrated, but perhaps the most effective back strengthener. Engage the thigh, glute. These are the synergist muscles for the back bend. And Chakrasana from last week's challenge. First view of an upside down world. Very beautiful to see the squirrel on the tree. Back. Pavan Muktasana. And now, let's take up Ustrasana. So your knees firm, shoulder width apart. Contract your thighs. Contract your lower back glutes. You should feel as if your torso, your shoulder blades are pushing you up. As much back bend, it is shoulder blades up. Beautiful posture for emotional release as well. Let's take a breather here. It brings us to our core training section. So we begin with pushing the balls of the feet out, looking at a point. 10 slow breaths. See to it that your pelvic floor is drawn in, thighs are engaged. From there, go very low. So 2 minutes in Naukasana. Those who need to put the hands, the elbows on the floor can do, or if you need to bend the knees, you can. 10 breaths. Kati Naukasana, 10 breaths. Again, if you need to bend the knees, drop one elbow, you can do all that. So you can do this, for example. The other thing to focus is the inner thighs should be really engaged. If you don't engage the inner thighs, then you're not going to be able to have the strength to keep the legs out. So a lot of the work is also in the thigh. If you're very comfortable here, go lower. Other side. So you can start slightly high, get your breathing. And slowly, as you engage more and more of your body, the back and so on, you can go lower. We've been training this Ubhaya Padangushtan. Also fully open. These are the rest poses during the core routine. Coming into Chaturanga Dandasana. The fingers clasp the mat as if you were pushing the mat back. As if you're trying to pull the mat back. The heels go back. Looking forward. Now pull in the core, engage your thigh, reduce the curvature of the lower back. Push up. Santolan. It's the combination of work and to move from Chaturanga and then hold Santolan that gives the strength. Otherwise you can hold Santolan for a long time. This combination brings the challenge. Engage the thighs, pull the kneecaps towards the hips, spread the shoulder blades. Take the legs slightly back. Drop your elbows on the floor. Last of the core exercises. So push the heels back, chin in the front. Thighs engage. Breathe, please. A lot of you have told us that your sankalp is patience. So for that to happen, the body has to be patient, the breathing has to be patient, mind becomes patient. Stretch your legs. Yeah. So you're working on your shoulders, on your toe tips. Beautiful. Bakasana. The eyes are fixed at a point. Now, push the shoulders in with the knees. Pull the heels up to the glutes. Pull the pelvic floor in. And slow breathing. It's really beautiful to be able to sweat on a winter morning. Beautiful. From there, Mayurasana. The hands go like this, the pinkies touch. Grip the mat, don't be flat palmed fully. Knees ahead, elbows at the navel, forehead on the floor, toes on the floor, navel in, torso up. Slow deep breathing. That brings to an end our sun, hakaram work. You've got 2 minutes to do any 2 asanas that you like. And then we'll continue from Shirshasana. And you can change these 2 asanas every day even. Building on our theme of body-mind connection, it's very, very rare to meet a calm person with high BP, for example. Therefore, the body-mind is so intricately joined that if you want to be patient, calm, relaxed, you have to have those qualities in the body and breath. Beautiful. The second asana for you. Super. Coming here for Shirshasana. Hands interlock. You can do it against the wall if need be. Crown of the head on the floor. Slow breathing. Now engage the inner thighs. Push out with the balls of the feet, open the toes. See that your elbows are active. The points of your elbows are intelligently moving slightly in without moving the arm. Slowly coming back. Here and drop. And the asana that we want today is Sarvangasana. The hands support near the shoulder blades. The inner thigh engages. At home, you can use a small cushion for the shoulders and the heads on the floor. Toes, balls of the feet engage. Halasana. So if your feet are not touching the floor, you can support your hip and keep the feet in the air. Contract your thighs so the hamstring stretches. Pull the pelvic floor in, please. Asana. Starting to do a forward fold. Now we have a very interesting posture in this week's forward fold challenge. So let's take up Parivrita Janu Shirshasana. So first Janu Shirsh. So move this knee back, head of the knee, Janu Shirsh. Stretch. Pushing with the ball of the foot. contract your thigh, the hamstring stretches. Now we begin the work with the twist, and to do that, what we're going to do is, it's very simple. Put the left hand on the knee, right up and over. Now, if you're very comfortable, drop the left hand on the floor, interlock your hands around the left foot. If not, you can keep the hand on the right knee and stay here, looking up. I want you to open the shoulder and the torso to look up. Beautiful. So this entire area, the lungs are getting active. Let's try the other side. Stretch. And then Parivrata, twisted Janu Shirshasana. Beautiful. The last challenge pose is Ardha Matsyendrasana. So what we'll do is bend the right knee, take the left leg across, right hand locks the left knee to be here. If you're really, really comfortable, then you can slip the right hand between thigh and calf and grip the other wrist. Deep breathing. Matsyendranath was the founder of the Nath clan of Swamis. This posture is named after him. He's the master of Hatha Yoga. Arguably, the person who really gave direction to Hatha Yoga. Left leg is here. Him and his student Gorakhnath. Right leg is here. It almost looks as if this is the tail of a fish and the upper body is human. Matsyendranath, Lord of the Fish. The best pose for diabetics. Fantastic. Just lying back brings to an end our Asana practice with Shavasana. One of the most beautiful things of doing yoga in nature is it's so beautiful that it brings a smile to the face. I'm yet to meet a person who doesn't like nature or being in nature. 5 really slow and deep breaths. First, exhale from head to toe, all the stiffness, tension and worry out of your body. Inhale from toe to head, fresh prana. Exhale out all the worry, tension. Inhale, fresh prana. 3 more times. Moving your fingers, toes, turning to the side. So first we'll take Mahabandh. So you take up Siddha Asana, one leg at the perineum, other leg above the genital space. Without any breath in the body, pull up the pelvic floor, lock chin to chest, pull the navel in. Second time. Last time. Setting up for pranayama. Now, if you're a renunciate, it's the best pose for meditation. As a family person, Swastika Asana. The reason being that by the end of this year, we want to be able to sit for 2.5 hours. Therefore, we start training in Swastika Asana as family people. If you're not a family person, please take Siddhasana, even more beautiful posture. Toes on the crook of the knees. Padmasana, difficult to do for 2.5 hours, especially in modern times with so many issues with the knees. Our food is not so clean and therefore we have a lot of arthritic issues. The first 2 fingers go in, Vishnu Mudra, other hands in Gyan. I'll instruct for the first round. Block the right, inhale left, internally chanting So. Antar Kumbhak, close the nostrils for double the time. Exhale right, same time that you held it, internally chanting Hum. Once all the breath is out, close the nostrils, the same time that you held it, Bahar Kumbhak. Second half of the round, inhale right, lock, exhale left, lock. Another 5 more rounds. Om chanting. A, Om. Being mindful of your breathing. Till we end this meditation, you can count the number of breaths that you take. Ujjayi pranayam and soham chanting. Whenever you lose your count and you remember, you start again from 1. Whenever you get distracted and suddenly you remember, that remembrance brings you back to awareness and you start again from 1. This remembrance is the root Buddhist practice, smriti, from where modern mindfulness comes about. It's not just being aware of breath, but it's a remembrance of oneself. Bringing your hands into Namaste. Being aware of your sankalp. I wish you all the best with this 10 breaths, or rather just watching your breaths. It took me the best part, or a little more than a year, to be able to go and watch 10 breaths. I was much younger at that point. I'm sure it's easier for all of you. Namaste. Wish you all the very best. Week 2 is the most difficult week in any challenge, and I hope that you're able to overcome that. On a completely different note, I'm sure you would have noticed a lady coming in and me telling her come back after an hour, and then she comes in and drops her mobile number here. She's been wanting to get in details about what I do. It's fascinating, but she's come 3-4 times, if you've noticed, over the last month, and I'm curious to know whether she's got the discipline to now join us at ABHYASA. And if she does, I'll let you know. In the meantime, Namaste. Wish you all the very best.